Alrighty, so I was searching for a Kalak guide earlier today, as of the time of me recording this. This is going to go up on Saturday, so in case you want to use this before Sunday half stamina hits, that way you can use the team if you really want to while, you're farming gold, because that's obviously what it is. You can see the title and the thumbnail for that. But I don't know, before we hop in, I do want to say, if you're new to the channel or anything, feel free to subscribe if you're not already, and yeah, let's hop into this thing. So, as I was saying, I was looking up a Kalak guide earlier, and I came across Cheekswa's channel, of course, because he is like an absolute guild legend. He just does a lot of guild stuff, and I was looking for his Kalak guide, and I came across a video that he did on this team right here for gold farming, and apparently he got it from somebody else. I'm going to link to his video because I don't know exactly who he got it from or anything like that. I'm sure it might be in his link in description or whatever, but I'm just going to link you back to him because that's where I got it from. But yeah, it's a very interesting team. And he was saying that he thought you might need like a 6/6 blue Lostvayne for this, but I have been testing it with a 3/6 Lostvayne, and mine's not even level 100, and it has been working very, very well. There is a small chance that it doesn't 3-turn kill, but it's like very specific circumstances have to happen. So we're gonna hop in. I'm gonna keep it on auto and just kind of let you see how the team works. It's very cool, I think. And I'm looking forward to maybe using this in my next, session for gold farming. So basic idea is you have Merlin in the back, so you get a bunch of extra ultimate move gauge. Lostvayne is going to copy the ultimate move gauge from Liz over here, so he's already going to be at 4 gauges. He doesn't always use a card first turn, but sometimes he'll either use it in the first turn or the second turn. And then once he does that, he's going to gain his ultimate. For some reason, the AI decides that it is not worth using the ultimate in turn 2 as the first card, which is perfect, because if you still have your Brunhild card in hand, your AI is going to use that instead. And so it's going to kill the extra unit. You're going to end up, saving the ultimate for the last phase here. And I have tested it even with 1 card left in hand with a 3/6 ultimate and level 90, and it still ends up one-shotting. I think the lowest amount of damage I've done with the ultimate is 777,000 damage, which is still like enough to clear the stage. So the basic idea is the AI is going to use red Brunhild first. I know that red Brunhild and maybe blue Lostvayne, if you haven't invested into him or whatever the case may be, you might not have these 2 units specifically. So it's a little bit of a more niche team, but it is very interesting how it all works. The only time that it did not absolutely 3-turn kill, and even then sometimes it doesn't use Brunhild's card first, which is unfortunate because then it would be literally like 3 moves and you win. But the only time I've not seen the team 3-turn is, for some reason, if you have Brunhild on the left, Lostvayne in the middle, and then Liz on the right. There was one turn where the very beginning, it goes through the normal rotation, it AoEs and wipes the first set of enemies, but then it doesn't draw. I think there was an extra Liz card on the left, and then a Liz card on the right, so maybe she was in the middle, actually. And then it put this card right here, there was 2 cards of Liz's single target. Sorry, explaining this is not my strong suit, but there was 2 Liz cards. Both Brunhild cards were in the middle of it, so it just went ahead and used both Brunhild cards turn 1, and then the following turn, it did not draw any Brunhild cards or anything like that. So it used 2 Liz cards, which did not kill this enemy right here. And then it ended up using Lostvayne's ultimate, and it just completely destroyed that run. Like, it ended up taking like 5 or 6 turns instead of 3, which was definitely really bad, but it very seldomly happens. That's why I have the team configured sort of differently now. I have the characters in different slots at this point. But you can see it is legitimately like an easy 3-turn clear. It's pretty wild. I was very surprised at how it was working like this. If we want to, let's go back and look at the actual whatchamacallit, the gear and everything that you might need. So obviously you're going to be running the highest level, gold farming stage, because why wouldn't you? You have Liz here. If you have an attack crit set or an attack defense set for Liz, I'm using my Jormungandr set on her at the moment, which is whatever. I don't know. It's still not helping that much. Hopefully you don't have to rely on Liz's cards, but I do have an attack set on her. If you have one, supposedly that's supposed to help. Hopefully you end up doing enough damage with the cards that you use to where it doesn't waste Lostvayne's ultimate. Or maybe if you're, Lostvayne attacks in the second turn to get his ultimate, maybe his card will kill. But even then, my Lostvayne didn't do nearly as much damage as Brunhild was doing. So if we go over to Brunhild, I don't think that there's really any other set besides an attack crit set that people have been making for her, unless maybe you're just trying to go for absolute CC in like top 100 or something like that. You might have an HP defense set for her or an HP crit damage or something weird. But I think, attack crit damage is pretty standard for Brunhild at this point, so you definitely want to run that to get as much damage as you can. And then last up we have Lostvayne, who is also running an attack crit damage set, because obviously you want to do as much damage with your ultimate as you possibly can. So attack crit there, I'm using my, absolute best gear here, or well, not absolute best, but the top and bottom pieces are completely 15%ed, so he's basically going to do as much as he can. And because old Lostvayne was so important back in the day, I do have all of his cosmetics and everything like that upgraded, so if you haven't invested into Lostvayne, it might not work as well for you. And like I said, I do have only a 3/6 ultimate. Maybe if you have less cosmetics upgraded into, but you've pulled more copies of him, it could even out or something like that, which then again, I don't know exactly what the amount of health that the enemies have is. I don't know how close I am to not killing them. Yeah, and then you have Merlin in the back. Doesn't really matter what gear you have on her, because, she's not important. She's not in the front. You're literally just using her for the passive. So that's fine. And then, I don't know, you can run crit damage on Brunhild, so that way you make sure that she wipes the first and second, waves, and then, I don't know. That's pretty much the basics to it. Because this Lostvayne, by the way, is a Ragnarok Lostvayne, like he's Ragnarok Lostvayne Meliodas or whatever, he does actually play into Brunhild's passive, so she is getting extra basic stats. And from my understanding, Cheekswa said that he was testing and seeing if Bond would work better in the back or anything like that, but you don't get the ultimate nearly as easy. And he actually recommended that you use the Ragnarok characteristic card set, which increases basic stats for Ragnarok characters for every debuff on the enemy, which is a limit of 6, which instantly gets maxed out because, it gets maxed out on the first and last phase, because of Brunhild's passive putting 2 debuffs on each of the enemies, so you get that completely maxed. I don't know if you'll necessarily have to have this completely maxed out, and I did also run it with just using my highest attack cards instead, like just prioritizing attack. But I think this is a little bit better, and it might be the way to go if you have this card set, or I know you probably don't have it invested into. Mine was level 4, and I had to go ahead and max it out just to, I don't know, show you guys, I guess, but it might have been a waste of some card plates or whatever, but I don't know. Altogether, it's a really interesting team, a lot different than the stuff that I normally see for farming teams, because it's normally, Chad King, or a lot of people have been using Echidna and stuff on their newer farm teams and everything, but this works surprisingly well, so I figured I would just let you guys know about it. So shout out to Cheekswood. His link and everything will be in the description if you want to go check him out. He does a lot of great Guild Wars and just guild content in general, so if you need anything for like Guild Boss or whatever, he normally ends up making guide for Hell Guild Bosses as well, which I would like to do, but Hell Guild Boss is absolutely ridiculous with the stamina cost and like the weird niche teams that you need and stuff like that, so not really my forte. But if you want to go check him out, he definitely does content on that kind of stuff. So that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to use the team and let me know how you did with it. And yeah, that is it from me. Subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.